Hey guys, David Patrick Green here, hackhollywood.com, and I'll just start off with the usual perfunctories. Please like, share, subscribe, and click on notifications to get more videos like this. So today I have a fantastic video that's going to save you thousands of dollars and accelerate your acting career by leaps and bounds. And I'm going to talk about why you shouldn't spend a lot of money or put a lot of faith into an expensive acting school. So acting schools charge quite a bit of money, and yet there is no real curriculum, right? They've tried to create curriculums, people like Sanford Meisner and Stella Adler, Lee Strasberg, right? They have these curriculums. You do this, you go through this process, and I guess supposedly you come out an actor. That's the theory. But the main reason not to spend a lot of money on acting schools is because the only reason somebody goes to school in the first place is to gain skills so that they can get a job, right? And the reason you go to a university or a college is theoretically it automatically means you are qualified to do certain work. So, you go to accounting school to learn accounting, and theoretically you can do certain types of accounting jobs, right? That is the theory. Same with law, medicine, nursing, literally any school, right? You go and it theoretically prepares you to do a specific job. And they even offer job placement services. But even if you didn't have job placement services, you could still go to a company and you could say, hey, I am trained in this or I am trained in that. And so I would like a job and here's what I'm qualified to do. Well, acting schools don't provide any of that. Acting schools take your money for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, however long you go. And this even applies to getting a Bachelor of Fine Arts in acting or whatever else you get in acting at a full university like Harvard or Yale. But they don't really offer any placement services because they can't. They have no idea what the jobs are. The job is actor, but it's not a specific thing that they can say you're qualified to do, because you could be a really good actor theoretically and there might be maybe no jobs that you are qualified for. So then the question is, well, if they can't really offer you job placement because there aren't any jobs on the table, and also even if there were jobs, how would they figure out you're qualified? They have to test you out every single time, right? Auditioning or whatever it is. So there's just this gigantic gap between acting training, acting schools, and colleges and universities that train for something specific. Even a university that you get let's say you just get a bachelor in liberal arts, it means something because they are recognized, and the better the school is, the harder it is to get into. So it makes, it assumes a lot of things, that you have good grades, that you work hard, etc. But most acting schools have no application process, no entrance requirements whatsoever, right? The only entrance requirement is a credit card. So that being the case, when you come out of one of those schools, it really doesn't mean anything. And in fact, there's no requirements to stay in the school other than attending and continuing to pay. So it really doesn't mean a lot. And people have no incentive to work really hard and to do really well. There's no real teaching of how to get over your individual problems, because most people, the reason they don't do well in acting is they're just not really prepared to fully give of themselves, to expose every raw nerve. And they're nervous, they're scared. The whole reason they got into acting in the first place is probably because they like watching TV or film or what have you. And so they don't really have, the dream of being a doctor. It's not the same as doing the job of acting, because doing the job of acting can be extremely boring and tedious and just sitting around a lot if you even get the job. And most of the time you're just trying to get a job, and when you get the job the job lasts for one day, right? So, you know, what it looks like when you watch it and what it is when you actually do it are completely different things. So what I recommend is, rather than spend a lot of money on an acting school thinking that that is going to somehow translate into results, which I can almost guarantee you it will not. And for example, I went to a very highly regarded acting school, more than one actually, and literally I was one of the only, if not the only, actor that I know of that ended up working regularly professionally. I could see no relationship between going to an acting school and getting acting jobs. The people I met that worked a lot were successful in acting because they loved acting. They loved the doing of it. Okay, so if you want to be an actor, you need to practice acting itself and find out if that's something you really love to do, or if it's something that you dread doing, but you just like the idea of having your friends over and, you know, watching yourself on television. So, you know, I don't really blame the schools for this problem. It's really the students who don't have a realistic view or any understanding. And of course, you can't even get an understanding of this process until you go through it all, unless you talk to someone like me who runs a site like hackhollywood.com, where I teach all this stuff. So, guys, don't rush out and spend a lot of money on acting. The first thing you want to do is get involved at a really, really basic level. You know, getting across the street here. Get involved at a really basic level and, you know, join a theater group, practice, find out what it's all about, record scenes, write down scenes and memorize them and put them on, you know, video camera, just like I'm kind of doing right now, and see if you actually like it. Because if the doing of it is not the thing that excites you, it's just the idea of, you know, meeting girls and whatever other shallow reason you can come up with, it's not going to last very well, and you're going to spend a lot of money and get very little to show for it. Okay, guys, that's it for now. If you have any other questions about this, any other thoughts, just put them in the comments section below. If you have any desire to see any other videos that I haven't addressed so far, and put those in the comment section as well. Otherwise, don't rush out and spend a lot of money on an acting school, because whatever it tells you, it doesn't matter who the alumni are. The only reason they have alumni that are successful has nothing to do with the school itself, because they do so little in terms of explaining what it means to be a professional actor. All they do is they have a method, you follow the method, and then you're either good at it or you're not. It's either helpful for you or it's not. But just because somebody went to an acting school and has done really well is no indication whatsoever that is going to be your experience as well. All right, that's it. I'm gonna check out now. Gotta get myself a nice background for my graphic, and I think that's a pretty good one. Yeah.